Hey guys, it's Veronica. It's pretty late at night and I'm pretty sure my next door neighbor is sleeping, so I'm going to try to keep it quiet. So I'm studying right now. I wanted to make a video about the plan that I've made to prepare for an exam that I have coming up. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I am taking a KIIP level 4 Korean class. It's the immigration integration program. So we have a big test coming up in a couple weeks, and if I pass the test I can move on to level 5. If I fail the test I have to take level 4 again, which I really don't want to do. So I decided I'm going to study really hard this time because the past two levels, level 2 and level 3, I didn't study very hard. And level 2 I passed really easily because it was pretty low level Korean that I had already kind of learned ahead of time, and level 3 I kind of barely passed. The written exam was really hard, but I usually do okay in the speaking exam, which is strange because I don't feel very confident in my speaking. So anyways, yeah, I wanted to show you the plan that I made here in my little notebook and some of the study materials that I'm using to prepare for the exam. And yeah, that's it. So here is my desk at the moment. It's a bit cluttered and messy, but this is my life right now, just studying up a storm. So this notebook, this is just a really huge notebook that I bought from a stationery store in my neighborhood. I don't know the brand or anything, but it's got, oh my god, it's got another bicycle. What is this about? Bicycle. Where's my other one? Bicycle. This is not on purpose, you guys. I don't even ride bicycles. What the heck? Anyways, okay. So this notebook I just use for everything. I kind of journal in it. I make to-do lists. I make plans. So I decided I would use it also to make my study plan because, as you know, I use a small A6 bullet journal and it's really not big enough to do like huge plans like this. So I decided to just go ahead and use this really giant notebook. So first I just want to show you the different level textbooks that I have. So this is the level 1 KIIP class. I didn't enroll in this class because I tested out of it in the placement test. I ended up in level 2. So as you can see, this one is a lot more loved with the tabs and stuff from when I was studying. Didn't do the writing that much, but yeah. And then after level 2, I passed into level 3. The difference between level 2 and level 3 is kind of a really big jump. This class was really hard for me and the stress got to me. So yeah, this was the level 3 book. It's a lot more advanced than level 2. And now I'm currently in level 4. This is Jungup E Intermediate level 2. And we are currently at I think we are about to finish chapter 16 and start chapter 17. So that's where I am. Our teacher has given us this print. Sorry, it's a handout. This is the list of all of the vocabulary words. And sorry, this keeps going in and out of focus. And what we do is we prepare by ourselves the vocabulary outside of class. And then when we're in class, we discuss all of the vocabulary one by one. And after we've discussed the definitions, then we take turns describing different vocabulary words and having our classmates guess what we're trying to describe. So as we describe them, I highlight them so that I don't accidentally try to describe a word somebody else already did. So that's what that is. To prepare the vocabulary before class, I'm using this notebook. Oh, that's my writing homework. So what I do is I write the title of the chapter at the top. This chapter was about marriage, and I decorate with a little washi tape just on the first page. I write all the words along the side here and highlight them. I write the definition, and then I just practice writing it as many times as I can fit on the line. I don't know if this is a very effective method, but I feel like it's good for muscle memory, and it's kind of fun for me to do this. I get to use different colors and decorate it, and when we're going over vocabulary in class, I can kind of refer to this and also make some notes underneath, because there's a lot of words that come from Chinese, so she'll often explain the words in relation to their hanja, and it actually helps me to remember it better, because it's kind of like in English when we use root words or like suffixes and prefixes, how they have meanings, and if you know the meanings of the suffix or prefix, you can guess what the word means. That's kind of how Korean is too, actually. I'm trying to see if I can find a really good example. Here's one. So one of the vocab words was yuga, and yu comes from 석유, which is oil. Ka comes from 가격, which is price. So yuga, oil price. And also, I bought this style of notebooks. I think this is like Cornell layout, if I'm not wrong, and I like to use this space sometimes to write extra vocabulary that comes out in the chapter that I don't know, or if the teacher introduces some vocabulary just like spur of the moment kind of thing, then I can also write it at the bottom here. So yeah, that's how I prepare my vocabulary. This notebook I use while I'm in class. Usually I don't take notes. If I ever need to write notes about how to use grammar or definition of a word, I will write it just directly in the textbook, and which is different from past semesters. I used to use a little notebook like this to take actual notes, but I don't really need it anymore. So this one, well, I did take notes about 사동사. It's when you change a regular verb to a causative verb. I just use this notebook when we do 받아쓰기 activities in class. So at the end of every chapter, our teacher will do some dictation, and we have to write down what she's saying, and then we'll go over any mistakes that we make together so that we understand the proper way to write things. So yeah, I just do that there. That's like my only skill that I have in class. Everybody else I feel like is really good at all of the speaking and memorizing vocabulary. I suck at everything except for the 받아쓰기. I always do that pretty well. Our teacher gives us homework. So each chapter has a writing assignment, and that's what we do for homework. We use these grid papers to practice our 띄어쓰기, which is word spacing, and she will correct the homework, but I've only done maybe 6 homeworks. I'm really behind. I don't know, I just really hate writing. It's like stressful to me, and I don't know what to talk about, so I hate doing writing. And since there's no grades in this class, I don't feel like obligated to do the writing homework, even though I should, because it'll help me pass the test. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, focusing back onto the study plan itself, I really wanted it to be very cute and kind of aesthetically pleasing so that it would feel more fun and inspiring to study. So I've been using a lot of different colors of the mild liners. in bright colors just because they're fun to look at. So I made this really simple little cover page with those mild liners. And here is a little page of inspiration. I used a little washi tape and this photo card that I got from an Astro album. And yeah, it was just cute. So I'm a language genius. I can do it. All right. Next page is step 1. I decided I need to make a list of everything that I want / need / think that I should do. So I went through everything that I could think of that if I completed, I would feel really confident in taking the test. So I first just made this list just completely randomly. And then as you can see, I drew boxes in different colors around the different items here. So I'm using one color, this like turquoise color for grammar. Green was for vocabulary. This kind of orangey pink is for writing. Light blue was for reading. So we have culture points and reading passages in the textbook. Purple is for speaking. So I did this for the last test and I think it really helped. I made a list of possible topics that would come out in the speaking portion of the exam, and I kind of practiced answering them ahead of time and memorized a couple words that I thought would be useful if they asked that question. And yeah, it made a big difference for me. I had a really long list, so it was impossible to prepare all of the questions, but it's still good to think ahead of time what might come out. And there's also speaking sections in the textbook, so I want to review those, and they give different modifications. So if we're practicing a particular grammar point, it'll give different scenarios that you would change in the dialogue to practice different conjugating different verbs and stuff like that. Listening is gray, and that was about it. So this is like it looks very compact, but there's actually a lot to do here. So in my next section, in step 2, I decided to organize that list, count all the tasks, and then decide the priority levels. So I started with vocab. This is me writing the vocabulary in my notebook. Then I used the Memrise app. I know I always spell it with a Z. I know it's an S. This is me using the Memrise app. I actually don't love using that app. I think it can get really repetitive and boring, but it's at least helping me review words, which I don't know. I think in my ideal world, I would have paper flashcards, but they do take a really long time to make. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to make flashcards for all the vocabulary that we've learned this term. It's quite a lot of words. Next, I want to keep lists of unknown words as they come up if I'm reviewing the reading or listening sections. And this is kind of a huge task of going back through level 1 through 3 and checking anything that I don't know. For grammar, I like to make flashcards to remember grammar. Ooh. So here's an example. I will write on the front the grammar form. So this one is a verb or adjective plus torado. Then underneath, I'll write a example sentence or 2, again showing where the grammar form is. And then on the back, I will write the meaning. Gosh, sorry, I'm having a hard time focusing. On the back, I write the meaning. And if there's any rules, I will write rules. This one is actually really, really simple to use, so that's my instruction to myself. So yeah, I just like to use flashcards. I think it's a really easy way to practice grammar, because even if you don't know how to conjugate the grammar yourself, if you can recognize it in reading, I think it really helps your comprehension a lot. Again, this is going back to level 1 through 3. For writing, there are 2 tests in the textbook. I need to retake the first one. And this is all of the writing homework that I never did. So yeah, I got a lot of writing to do. And this is a low priority task, but if possible, I want to rewrite the homeworks that have been corrected and rewrite them with the corrections. Next is speaking. This is like a mid-level priority, but yeah, I want to go over the speaking portions in the textbook and use the modifications like I mentioned. And like I said, that's really important for me. Reading. I think reading is like one of the most important things that I am going to have to do in preparation for this test, because the bulk of the test is reading passages and answering questions about them. So yeah, and listening. I think actually, now that I think about it, listening is pretty low priority because there is no listening section in the test aside from listening to the interviewers during the speaking test, but I wouldn't call that like a high level listening experience. I don't know what to call that. But yeah, if possible, I would also like to review the listening. So in total, I ended up with 159 tasks to complete in the course of 3 weeks, which is not a lot of time. So I'm going to have to really budget my time and decide what are the most important things over the next 3 weeks. This page was just an empty page because on the next page, I made huge 2-page calendar. Oh, and just by the way, this little post-it is Sumikogurashi character post-it pad, and it's not sticky, so I have to use this kind of roller tape to attach it, but it's really, really cute. I bought this when I was in Taiwan. Obviously, it's Japanese product, so I don't know where you can buy this, but I found it in Taiwan. So next is step 3, which is of course to plan. So again, like I said, I wanted to make it really cute and pretty, so I used a lot of colors, some stickers, washi tape. These stars are from this sticker sheet. I don't know who makes this, so I'm very sorry about that. And then this sticker comes from the Monsters Study Mate Deco Sticker and Sticky Momo pad. There are some sticky notes in here, and I think 4 sheets of stickers, and they're all study related, so I can use these in my study plan. So in I've created 3 weeks worth because that's all the time I have left. There is my test day. So for each week, I have a notes section. I have the day and the date, the countdown, how many days left until the test. This main section obviously is for writing down tasks. I have a color code on the side, and down below I have sections for time studied, satisfaction, and confidence. The time studied is pretty self-explanatory. Satisfaction is how satisfied am I with that studying session? Like, was it effective, or did I feel like I learned something new? And then confidence is how confident I would feel if I had to take the test now. So right now it's pretty low. I still feel like there's a lot I have to review, so definitely not there yet. My color code is the exact same as what I used before. So like listening is gray here, listening is also gray here. And I'm writing down the tasks. Well, I wrote them all in pencil first because I have a feeling, a very strong feeling that I'm going to have to adjust this plan eventually, and I also haven't finished writing in all of the tasks. So I'm kind of gauging it to see how much time I have each day. As I feel more certain about my availability to study, I'm writing them in pen. So tomorrow I'm pretty confident I can get these 3 things done. I think I'm gonna have to move this writing homework to tomorrow because I was a little busy today. And as I add items from this list, I put a little pencil mark, like a forward arrow, as I plan them, and then as I complete them, I write over the check mark in pen. That shows me that it's totally finished off of my list. So I'm trying to have a variety of tasks each day. I don't want it to be like all vocabulary on one day. So as long as the day is kind of colorful, then I know that I'm getting a really good balance of different kinds of tasks. So let's see, on Thursday here, I don't have work because it's Suneung, which is the national exam for high schoolers to enter college. So since my work is right next to a high school and they need it to be really quiet during the test, I have no work. So I'm gonna have a lot of free time on Thursday, which is why there's more tasks here than other days. So I'm going to be studying grammar, writing homework, vocabulary. On Friday, I want to do some speaking as well as grammar. I think the speaking is actually pretty quick work, so I might be able to add more tasks in on Friday. And yeah, I'm a little worried about Saturday because I'm having a fake Thanksgiving with my friends after class. Oh yeah, by the way, my class is every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's a really large chunk of time. So usually after that, I'm like tired and I just want to go home and like eat a pizza or something. But now I'm gonna have to be studying after class as well. So we'll see how that goes. And like I said, I'm gonna be having dinner on Saturday, so I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do this studying. And Sunday is usually like one of the only times that I can see my boyfriend, so he's gonna just have to be patient for the next couple of weekends, I think, while I am studying hardcore. So yeah, this is my study plan. Gosh, I'm really sorry that it kept going out of focus. But yeah, I'm just filming on my phone. If you guys have any questions about this, or if you have some study tips of your own, please leave them in the comments because I'm pretty desperate. I've only got like, how many days? 18? 18 days, D-18 today. I'm fine, I can do it. But yeah, if you have study tips, leave them down below. If you have any comments or suggestions about my study plan, I would love to hear them. And if you have any requests for other study related videos, also let me know in the comments because I have a lot of, Korean is like my #1 extracurricular activity in my life right now. So I have a lot of ideas and thoughts about studying and different resources that I want to try and maybe share with you guys. So if you have any requests, please leave them down in the comments and I will try my best to make a video about it soon. So yeah. So thanks for watching. I hope the video wasn't too shaky. I kind of have a bad reputation for not holding the camera very steady. Yes, wish me luck please for this test. I need it. And if you guys are going through exams or you've got something to study for, good luck to you as well. Fighting. You can do it. Alright. I'm going to go to bed now. I'm really sleepy and it's a school night, so I will see you in the next video. Bye.